Karine. Today is the funeral service for Angela Carr, one of the 3 victims of the Jacksonville murders. I know the president said that he did not reach out to the family because one of the families did not want to be contacted. Has that changed? Has there been any additional communication with the family or with the community in Jacksonville?
So I don't have any calls to read out to you at this time. I would refer you to the powerful words that the president said when he was in Florida on Saturday. He ended his remarks while he was there on the ground, of course, dealing with another tragedy, right, of folks who lost so much in a rural area after Hurricane Idalia hit. But he wanted to make sure while he was in Florida that he spoke to the people of Jacksonville, and he talked about where we are as a country and how everybody needs to step up to fight back and speak out against what we're seeing, right? Against these hateful attacks. And so that's the president is going to continue to do that. He's going to continue to be incredibly forceful and speak against this type of hate. And when you're silent, you're complicit. You heard that directly from this president. I don't have any calls to read out at this time, but if those calls do happen, certainly we would share that with all of you.
Sure. During the president and vice president's meeting with civil rights leaders on the anniversary of the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington, there were requests for the United We Stand Summit to be brought back, to be brought to Jacksonville in particular. Have there been any preliminary conversations about that? And more broadly, does the White House believe that there should be legislation, perhaps an anti-Black hate crime similar to the anti-Asian one that was signed in 2021? Or does the White House believe that the laws in the book, including the Anti-Lynching Act, is sufficient to address the rise of anti-Black hate crimes?
So there's a couple of things that you just asked me there. The first thing is there has been preliminary discussions, conversations with the organizers of the summit and us, so clearly, or the civil rights leaders, I should say, on the summit. Don't have anything to share at this time but we're looking at when we could have a date. I can't speak to Jacksonville, don't have a location about Jacksonville, but certainly there's our initial conversations happening. As it relates to the anti-lynching bill or any other piece of legislation, don't have anything to announce. But look, let's not forget, and I know you've reported this, the anti-lynching bill took decades upon decades to get to where it got passed, and the president was able to sign it. It took a long time to get that piece of legislation. A lot of hard work was put into getting that done, and so it's an important piece of legislation. As it relates to anything additional, I just don't have anything to share at this time.